going to go for this alternative type of folk medicine to, have an EpiPen for backup just in case.
Gotcha. Now, so you're saying that this is a folk medicine, that this is in folklore, this is a well-known treatment over the years?
Yes, as a matter of fact, one of the founders of apitherapy, and it was called Buckfast Abbey. There was a monk over in Buckfast, England, and he was trying to develop the perfect honeybee, for temperament and honey production and wax production and, just all the best traits of all the different bees in one. And they ended up calling it the Buckfast bee.
Okay, I remember I told you to watch your language. You remember, right? I'm teasing you there. Okay. You get the joke, right?
No. There is a Bachfest coming up in March,
okay,
where they have a beer and goats and stuff. That's a different story, but those are German bees anyway,
okay,
where they have a celebration for beer. But I don't drink, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Bee venom helped me get over drinking. January 8th, almost 8 years clean and sober.
Oh, right. Congratulations. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, you did a TV show called My Strange Addiction.
Yes.
Do you believe this is an addiction?
I believe that anything can become an addiction if it interrupts your life and, becomes the be-all and end-all of your existence.
Right.
I was addicted to honeybees to the point where, nothing else mattered and stuff. But now I just wanted to clear a few things up.
Really? So there was a period of time, this was affecting your life. How often would you sting yourself during that period of time when you felt it was a problem?
Well, as often as I could, up to probably, 10 times a day.
Now, did you feel some kind of euphoria or some kind of a reaction like that like an like a intoxication from the bee sting?
No, I wouldn't call it that. I was just, relieved that they were still alive, and that they were able to take some of the pain away, and I didn't have to resort to scary big giant needles and stuff. Just the whole thing. The other medications that I heard people having horror stories about, and I was just relieved that I wasn't allergic,
right,
so to speak. They were saying, "Oh, you're crazy. You shouldn't do this." I said, "Well, I'm careful about it. I'm getting to know my body. I'm getting to know my bees, and I'm getting to know my Creator. Believe it or not, this has led me to some of the things that I wanted to clear up."
Wait, before you get to that, when I was trying to contact you today, I couldn't remember what your name was, so I started Googling, bee addiction, strange addiction, and I saw a couple of articles that said something about some type of a sexual gratification that you would obtain from. Is that true? No.
Okay, now that part of the story.
Go ahead.
When they were filming, Okay.
Got your attention now, huh? Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. 4 days.
Go ahead.
They were here, and you see, I had never even heard of My Strange Addiction. I don't even have cable. I don't even watch TV hardly ever. I used to be addicted to Jeopardy, but I had to, let go of that too.
Right.
But anyway, I was on my way home from work one day. I had just been laid off, and I got a phone call out of the clear blue, and it was this, Discovery Channel. I'm like, oh, okay, what do you want? And they said, bee stings. And I'm like, well, okay, sure. What's it all about? And then my son told me, oh, they're the ones that do Honey Boo Boo. And I'm like, oh, no. Well, what's it pay? And I said, well, we'll give you such and such, but you need to audition. So they sent me a camera and let me audition and then send it back.
Okay.
And stuff. But since I had been through 12-step programs, I knew a little bit about how to play the part, so to speak.
Gotcha. So you hammed it up a bit. You hammed it up a little bit, right?
Well, of course. I I stung myself with a bee right there on camera in front of them, no problem. So anyway, I guess I won the audition, and they decided to, film 4 days later. After 4 days of filming, it was hot. It was like July. I had to turn my air conditioner off because it was making too much noise for the camera person, and I was in a really bad mood. But 4 days of filming, and I was thinking about a Holly Hunter movie that she had done with a guy named Hurt. It's called Network News.
Yeah, okay.
Broadcast News. One of them, anyway. He had used the two words that it's like, well, if those two words, describe a movie, then I'd want to see it too, even if the movie was crap. So I decided to incorporate those in there somehow because I was in a bad mood and somebody had slipped me a Red Bull.
Okay, I'm not quite following the story. So you just made up the part about a sexual gratification just to be on the show?
No, I didn't make it up. Okay. I didn't make it up. After 10 stings in the right places, okay, after 10 stings in the right places, I have enough pain-free places where I could actually relax and, decent sexual encounter with my husband.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's not an aphrodisiac.
Okay, so that's what I was getting at.
That's where they had, twisted it to make it sound like that. What my exact words were, you got to admit, after 10 stings, if I've had at least 10 stings, sex is great.
Let me ask you this: would you ever consider doing some bee sting porn?
Of course not.
I'm just teasing you, sweetie. I'm just kidding.
Of course not.
Well, no, what about, is there, do you know of any sexual fetishes
no,
people involved in?
Isabella Rossellini, she did some bee porn.
Really?
Or insect porn. She did the whole praying mantis and several other different insects. But, yeah, she did the whole bee maiden flight where she mates with like 10 drones or something like that in a cartoon type of acting. Well, you know who Isabella Rossellini is.
Not really. No, I'm totally unaware of any of that. Now, one more question to you. Now, you said you auditioned, right? Now, these other people who were competing with you in the auditions.
I have no idea. I had no idea that they were even, had a casting call or nothing out.
But were
I
these
had
other
never
people
heard of them before?
Were these other people auditioning about bee stings or different type of addictions? Do you know?
I hoped and prayed that they wouldn't put me on, the same show as somebody that like does coffee enemas or something like that. But the other one that was my half of the show, she was addicted to growing her hair really, really long.
Right.
She had like 20-something foot dreadlocks. But some of the other ones, I don't know. They're questionable.
Are there any other TV shows or documentaries or anything like that describing a bee sting addiction?
Well, after they contacted me, Anderson Cooper called and flew me up to New York to be on his show, and then RTL Germany called and they came and they filmed me for 2 days. And then Japan called, and they filmed me for 2 days. And then Russell Brand called, and he interviewed me, and I told him that he could lick my lotus.
Why? Was he rude to you?
In a way, well, for one thing, he called me by a nickname that I don't go by.
Okay.
He called me Mags, and that's just not.
Yeah, because he's British, I guess, right? I guess that's more common over there.
Well, Margaret Thatcher is the reason why I'm not allowed to donate blood.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, he can call Margaret Thatcher Mags all he wants to, but
right.
He accused me of sending my bees on a kamikaze mission. He had, the gall to make a morality call on me.
Really?
Yeah.
And Anderson Cooper wanted to do some type of intervention with you?
Oh, my gosh. Well, for one thing, he didn't tell me he was in the audience was also in the dressing room.
Right.
That was also, in the makeup room. And then the makeup artist made my eyebrow crooked and said, "Oh, I'm not finished yet." It was, I don't know. I mean, he put me up in a real nice hotel. That was great. But didn't let me know until the last minute that there was a doctor in the audience.
And from his, I'm going to play devil's advocate, right?
Okay, go ahead.
What was their position? That somehow you were harming yourself? You were what was their complaint about what you're doing?
Oh, well, that I was from Kentucky and they needed to send me to a Kentucky doctor that specialized in addiction.
Okay. For what? But they were trying to tell you that there was some kind of negative effects from the bee stings?
Oh, yeah. Well, they got me to sign some stuff.
No, I understand that. I've done those TV shows as well, and they could say whatever they want. But my question, right? But you want to know what? And they say if you do another show within 24 hours, 48, they're going to sue you. But you can just rip that thing up, man. You can do whatever you want. But let me ask you a question though. When what was their claim though? What was their position? With the reason why they felt that this was harmful?
Oh, I'm not sure why. What their sponsor was, if their sponsor was any kind of a pharmaceutical. Because that's what I started asking. That's one of the reasons why I decided, to ask you to interview me was because I liked your sponsors.
Yeah, I got good sponsors. They're all good people. Yeah, we got a brand new one, Keith M. Davidson Law Firm. Maybe we could sue Anderson Cooper for you. How's that? Russell Brand, let's take him down.
Oh no, that's quite all right. My son's going to be moving into Doris Day's old house.
Oh, in Las Vegas here?
No, in Cincinnati.
Oh, in Cincinnati. Okay. All right, now let's see what else. What are other misconceptions from the TV show do you want to clear up?
Oh, that I stung myself on my nose. They had edited that to sound like I did, but I didn't. As a matter of fact, I was trying to say that I would, rather sting myself on my face than to go through another biopsy. But I guess they didn't want me. Pardon me. They didn't want me, mention any diseases.
Oh, really?
Except for my minor arthritis. They didn't want me to, make any claims or anything like that.
No, but I can see that. Okay, now, is that something you normally do? Sting yourself on your face?
No, I never stung myself on my nose. I had a biopsy on my nose, and that's why I have a little divot right there, like,
Gotcha. No,
yeah.
What about
But I had a lesion on my forehead that I did sting, and it went away.
Okay. What about like genitals and stuff like that? Any time you try that?
Oh, of course not.
Okay, of course not. Okay.
No, there. There is an actor from Scotland, Gerard something or other, who I think he went on several talk shows, and every time he got more and more dramatic and exaggerated about how he got stung by an injection. He had actually flown someone in from out of town to come and inject him with reconstituted bee venom because he had, muscle sores from filming.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So he did this and ended up in the emergency room twice.
But he was injecting himself in his genitals?
No, he was injecting himself because he wanted to have, relief, and then he did it again because his girlfriend was coming over. Right. So I have no idea where he injected himself.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
But he told the person interviewing him that it felt like he had ants in his pants.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
okay.
I'm just assuming. So I don't know.
All right, we're going to have to take a little commercial break. Okay?
Sure.
We are with Margaret Walter, who's a fascinating woman here. She's a Navy vet, and she practices beekeeper. You're a beekeeper by profession or just by hobby?
I'm just a beehaver.
Beehaver? That's interesting, too. Now, what do you think of the phrase beekeeper? That's kind of insulting to the bees, right? You're a defender of the bees. You don't like that expression?
I've had 7 hives over the years since 2001,
right.
And they've either failed or absconded. So they're living in the woods around here somewhere if they show up, and I can get them to fly into my net, then fine.
Okay,
if not,
great.
I don't manage hives anymore.
Oh, you don't no longer. Okay. All right. So we're with once again Margaret Walter, and she was on